We had a call recently with a remodeler. She's been in business about 18 months. She's working hard, she's paying for marketing, and her revenue is actually going the wrong direction. She told us that she was on her third marketing agency in 18 months. And her situation is not unusual. I see this pattern constantly with remodelers and builders. And if you've been through it yourself, it's okay, it can be fixed. Hey, I'm Spencer Powell, I'm the CEO over at Builder Funnel, and we've worked exclusively with remodelers and custom builders for 16 years. Today, I want to walk you through what I call the agency cycle. It's a pattern that traps remodelers in a loop of hope, disappointment, and reset. Today, I'll show you how to break out of that. And the cycle has 4 stages. So let's walk through each one. Stage 1 is hope. You've decided you need to do something about marketing. You start talking to agencies, and they all sound good. Big promises, page 1 rankings, more leads, bigger projects. They give you specific sounding numbers. We'll rank you for 14 keywords, or we'll get you 20 leads a month from Google Ads. I've also seen a lot of one-person operations running ads right now promising either $1 million in revenue in 90 days or 3 projects guaranteed. I'm not going to name names, but you've probably seen them too. But everything sounds so good, so you sign a contract. Usually 6 to 12 months. You're optimistic and you're ready. One remodeler we talked to recently, Jerry, he's in the DC area. He described it like this. He said, "The one thing I'm tired of hearing is we can do all of this and it sounds great without any facts." That's stage 1. The promises are greater than the evidence. Here's a hint. Typically, the bigger the promise, the weaker the agency. They need a big promise to get the sale. I want to be clear about what we try to do differently. We work hard to make our evidence really compelling, not by making promises, but by actually getting our clients results. And that's why we can say our average client adds $813,000 in new revenue to their existing business in the first year, because that's what the data shows. And the clients who move up a retainer tier add an average of $1.35 million in year 1 at a 4.7x return on their investment. Those aren't projections, those are averages from real clients. Okay, stage 2 is wait. Month 1, that's onboarding. Month 2 is we're building the strategy. Month 3 is give it time. The reports show up on time, they're full of numbers, clicks, impressions, traffic. But the numbers on the report don't match the numbers on your phone. The leads aren't coming, the jobs aren't materializing. And every time you ask, what's happening? You get some version of the same answer, which is, we need more time. One remodeler we spoke with, Lisa, she said, they always say, we need more time, and then nothing actually shows up after that. Now, I want to be honest about something here because I think honesty is actually what earns trust. Consistent marketing results do take time. If an agency could generate you crazy ROI in 90 days, they'd be a much bigger company. I don't know the details about the agencies that you're working with or have worked with in the past, but at the time of this recording, our team is 41 full-time W-2 employees, US based. That doesn't happen by accident. It happens because we build real results for real clients over the long term. So yes, there is a waiting period. Revenue generation is arguably the hardest thing in business. The saying goes, sales solves all problems. Standing up a marketing pipeline for the first time is a big lift. But here's what real progress looks like along the way. It starts with traffic and clicks. Then it's leads. Then it's qualified leads. Then you have real pipeline opportunities, then design agreements, and then finally signed projects start rolling in. So that's the ladder all the way up. If your agency can't show you where you are on that ladder and where you're going next, that's the real problem. It's not the waiting period in the timeline. Reporting shouldn't be about just clicks. It should be about where you are on the sales pipeline ladder and what's coming next. So we want to see progress toward revenue. Okay, stage number 3 is the break. Something typically happens that breaks the tolerance, right? For one remodeler we talked to, his contact form had been broken for weeks, and no one from his agency ever noticed. The client actually found out when a homeowner told him his form wasn't working. Another remodeler told us, word for word, I literally got 0 freaking inquiries from 2 local marketing agencies. Not 1, 0, from 2 different agencies. Sometimes it's a little bit subtler than that. Revenue starts trending down with the marketing spend still going up. Or you notice a competitor showing up everywhere online, in search, on social, in AI, and you're nowhere to be found. The break often looks different every single time, but that emotional experience is the same. You realize nothing is actually working and you're paying for it. Stage 4, it's fire and reset. You end the relationship, you start over, and almost immediately the new agency starts sounding a lot like the old one. Here's what most remodelers don't account for in this reset process. It's not just the wasted money from the failed engagement. Every time you switch agencies, you lose momentum. The new agency has to spend their first few months understanding your business from scratch. All that institutional knowledge that took a year to build up, it's gone. That's why finding a specialist agency is so critical. The remodeler I mentioned at the beginning of the video went through 3 agencies in 18 months, and each reset compounds the setback. So she wasn't 3 times more advanced than when she started, she was behind where she would have been if she just started with the right partner the first time. So, how do you break this cycle? There's really 4 things. The first is industry specialization. So an agency that only works with remodelers can understand the difference between a $50,000 bathroom and a $500,000 whole home renovation. They understand the seasonality, your buyer psychology, and what a qualified lead actually means for your project type, and why someone with a $200,000 budget behaves very differently from someone with a $40,000 budget. A generalist agency will just plug you into the same playbook that they use for dentists and real estate agents, and it just doesn't work. The second thing is attribution from day one. You should know from the first month where your investment is going and what it's producing. So early on, the investment goes towards deliverables, milestones. These are things like a new website, some content creation, setting up technology. Later on, the investment should be producing real ROI that you can actually track. If your agency can't show you the clear line from the marketing activity to close revenue, that's the big problem. Clicks and impressions are not the answer. Closed projects are the answer. The third is proactive monitoring. So someone should catch that broken form before the homeowner does. Somebody should notice when a keyword ranking drops. And someone should flag when the market shifts and the strategy needs to adjust, without you having to ask. A good agency partner is ahead of you on your own business. If you're always the one discovering the problems, you don't have a partner, you have a vendor. And then fourth is long-term infrastructure. There's a big difference between a marketing program that runs on ad spend alone, which stops producing the moment you stop paying, and one that builds owned assets. So your website, your content, your SEO rankings, and your AI citations. These are the things that compound over time. So a well-written blog post from 3 years ago can still be sending you leads today. An ad that ran 3 years ago cannot. One of our Atlanta clients has been with us for almost a decade. When we first started with them, they were doing about 2.6 million, and they were heavily invested and reliant on paid ads. In about 5 years, they were at 10 million, and they're still a client today. And that's what a growth system produces. It's not a quick spike and then kind of a drop, but it's a compounding curve that just keeps climbing as you move along. That's the opposite of the agency cycle. And so that's what that breaking out process looks like. If you're evaluating agencies right now, or if you're about to sign with someone new, I want to leave you with 3 questions to ask before you commit. Question 1, do you work exclusively with remodelers and builders? Not, do you work with some? You want it to be exclusive. The difference in what an agency can do for you when remodeling is all they do is massive. Okay, question 2, can you show me attribution from marketing to close revenue for a client similar to me? Not impressions, not clicks. We want to see closed revenue traced back to the marketing channel that produced it for a client similar to you. And question 3, who specifically will be working on my account? Not the partner who pitched you, the actual person or people who will be doing the work every week on your business. Those 3 questions will tell you a lot more than a pitch deck or a PDF that somebody walks you through. And if you want our help and you want to see what it looks like to partner with an experienced, ROI-focused agency, Just book a call with our team using the link down below in the description, and we'll see you next time here on Builder Funnel TV.